Good Saturday morning, Norwood HD36 enthusiasts. I've got a special treat today. I have purchased the Power Feed Power Sawhead for my mill, and I'm going to install it. So if you want to join me and see how it goes together, any of the difficulties I have, how successful it is, and how it works, then stick around and we'll get this done. Let's get at it. So the first thing I did was unboxed everything and went through all the various bags and components to ensure that I had everything that was needed. And I've got the installation manual out and ready, a tool table, the start of the tools that I'll need, and I'll add to it as I go along. So step number one is to install front and rear chain brackets on the bed frame using the existing 3/8 by 1 1/4 bolts. Step 2, connect the chain with the tension stud using the quick connect, and then assemble chain sub-assembly to front chain bracket using 3/8 nut, item 9 as shown in picture. Cool. Now, hopefully I can show you. You know what? I'm getting past most of the oil stuff. So the keeper just goes over the first pin and up against the second pin, and then with some pressure it's popped on. Next step, remove all 4 3/8 bolts from the carriage assembly. Then we will install the drive sub-assembly to the carriage using 3/8 bolts removed previously, with the sprockets facing inside. It's useful to have one of these extensions with the rocker on it. It's almost like a universal. Getting in places like this. In the pictures, it doesn't look so bad, but trying to get between this unit in here, there's not a ton of room. So extensions, universals, that kind of stuff will be your friend. Installing the chain. If needed, the chain can be lubricated. Okay. And then we install at the other end. Perfect. Here's our chain installed. I don't know for certain if I have tension right or not. I don't know. That's something as we progress I will sort out. So the next step is to reinstall our cover. All right, we've reinstalled the cover. Now we connect the 132-inch cable, item 19, with the drive motor as shown, taped them with electrical tape. All right, so now we're removing the existing cables, the winch brake tensioner assembly, the compression spring, winch brake drum, and existing manual shaft. So reassemble winch cable with the lifting shaft. Same way the manual lift shaft was. So I would suggest when you're reassembling the cable that you inspect it. And this I've known about for a little while, a little bit of bird caging on my cable. I don't know if it'll focus. And I believe that comes from moving it, like trailering it, and not having the saw head resting right down. So if it bounces, you get a little bit of shock loading, and then this happens. So I do need to replace mine. It doesn't have broken strands. It's not critical right this moment, but it's definitely on my to-do list. So next, install the 3/16 key on the lifting shaft, and then install vertical motor at the end of the lifting shaft. Fasten vertical motor using 3/8 by 3/4 carriage bolts and nuts. All right, let's get on it. Man, I just missed all that. Dumbass. So it doesn't say it in the instructions specifically, but I've removed the scale to ease the installation of the motor because it was not going well for me. All right, so we've removed the throttle actuator handle. It's getting exciting now. Okay. Okay. Connect the battery power cables to the sawmill battery located on the saw head. Connect the black power cable to the negative battery terminal and the red power cable to the positive. So I've hooked up the power cable and routed it up and over as per the instructions, but man, there's not much left. I hope it's long enough. All right, so next on the agenda was to pull the fuses. I just got to remember the 30 is on the right and the 5 is on the left. Okay, this is the new control panel, and so whether there's new instructions or not, I don't know, but I'm doing a bit of a guessing game here. The power feed cable is here. I know I'm right with that because I hooked the power up and it worked. I hooked up the longer of the two cables on the left, and it looks like I can get it. I've got it roughed into the motor over there, and I know that I'm right with that because when I push the feed button in that direction, it goes. So I know that I'm correct with that, which leaves me in the position of the shorter one must feed the up-down motor, which I'll hook up now and see if it works. Okay, I hooked the second one up to the power on the lift motor. And if I turn the power to the unit on, I don't know why it's doing that. Something is going. So now, the lift does work, but I have to adjust the cables because it's lifting one side. Anyway, that leaves me to believe that this last small pigtail, because it's so short and small gauge, is for this, I believe, linear actuator. But I've got the wrong type of connector, so I'm going to swap one of them out and hopefully I'll have that going. Okay, so if you get the old directions when you get this, I can confirm that the left front plug goes to the carriage drive motor, front, forward, reverse. The right front plug goes to the motor that takes the carriage up and down. The center is your power from your power source, and this little guy in the back is for the linear actuator. I couldn't get this thing to work as far as the linear actuator goes. It was beeping and I was going crazy trying to figure it out. Turned out that this 5 amp fuse here was blown, and that was it. I was going squirrely trying to figure it out, but anyway, so if you have that issue, check them. Even though the fuses are brand new, check them.